What's up, guys? Welcome back. It's your girl Jazz, and today I have a comparison of two Artic Air fans, or personal cooling units, whatever you want to refer to them as. We've got the Artic Air. They're both Artic Air Pure Chills. We've got the 2.0 versus the XL, and that's kind of how I'm going to differentiate the two for the remaining of the review. We've got the 2.0 and the XL. So for starters, obviously the size. We've got $40 for the 2.0, $80 for the XL. So you get twice the cost, but you also get twice the size. Overall, the 2.0 is going to last good, give or take 12 hours at the lowest temperature, probably not using the cooling control. As far as the XL goes, that one's going to run for about 16 hours. So you're going to get an additional 4 hours. Not too bad, in my opinion. I'm a little warm right now, so I'm going to go ahead and turn them on and kind of give you guys a comparison from what I feel. I also mentioned the fact that the 2.0 has an additional button, which is going to be the cooling control, and that's going to add a little bit of mist. That is not on the XL. But there are two things that are on the XL that is not on the 2.0, and that is going to be the oscillation. And you're actually able to control the time that it runs for. So you can set it for 2, 6, 8, or 12 hours. I want to say 2, 4, 6, 8. So those are the two kind of small comparisons that you can have for, just initial without having to deal with the airflow and everything like that. So I do love the fact that it has oscillation on there because I don't want to have to necessarily pick it up and move it around. I can just rotate it using the oscillation. I do wish that the Artic Air 2.0 was a little bit taller, so I don't have to have anything underneath it to kind of lift it up a little bit. I'm already used to standing on boxes to get a little bit taller. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and test this out. So both of them, as soon as you press the fan to go, it's going to have the highest fan speed. And overall, not too loud, which is great. If you don't want the mist to come out, you can control that and turn it off, which does give it a little bit more of a quietness to it. Additionally, both of the devices, you can add ice to it and freeze the cartridges, so that's an added benefit. Yeah, I don't feel anything when it's on the lowest temperature, the lowest fan speed, so I'm gonna go ahead and state that right off the bat. I'm gonna go ahead and try the XL. I have reviewed both of these individually, and I will say that one of the key things that you're going to need to make sure that you stay cool or keep the airflow cool is ice. That's going to make a huge difference because your water is going to cool down a little bit, or it's not going to cool down. It's going to warm up a little bit. I'm just used to saying cool down, which that's what I need this for, is to cool down. So both of these do have the 2.0 currently has ice on it. I'm going to add some ice. One thing that I do like about the 2.0 is that the buttons are further back, so I'm not accidentally pressing them, versus the XL. They're to the front and very sensitive. I've turned it on 3 or 4 times without the intention of turning it on. That feels so much better when I added ice. You can also, as I mentioned, put the cartridges in the freezer to add more coldness to it. If you do decide to invest into either one of these devices or any Artic Air item, I would strongly suggest buying multiple cartridges to have in the freezer, so that way you can easily rotate them out and keep you cooler. Because otherwise you're just going to have damp, warm, moist air blowing at you, and it probably could easily make it worse. So it's not the Artic Air's fault. It is just the water, doing what it's supposed to do and staying warm, room temperature. We're going to stick with that. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and turn on the turbo on the XL. And you can actually hear the difference between the two. Ooh, that feels good. Both of the 2.0 and the XL have adjustable vents, so you can move them up and down. You can only move them up and down. Another thing that I would like to see on both of these or any other Artic Air devices in the future is handles. So that way it's easier to carry. You don't have to worry about possibly holding onto the filter, falling out, blah, blah, blah. I'm very clumsy, so I'm speaking from experience. Even if it has just like a little dip right here, so that way I can carry it, that'd be nice on either one of these. There's plenty of room right here to do that, Artic Air. Why did you do that? Okay. Sorry. Obviously, they didn't ask me when they were designing it. All right, so let me turn you off. One thing that I'm not a huge fan of on the fan setting is that you have to hit, it starts out the highest one, which I do like, but in order to turn it off, you have to go through all three settings instead of just, you know, one button and it's off. But, you know, that's just my laziness. Okay, so the 2.0, you actually have to press on the buttons, and as you heard the clicking sound, that's how it's going to activate it. The XL has just pretty much its touch. You don't have to actually press anything. See, I barely touched it and it's turned on. As far as the temperature goes, both of them feel comfortable. As far as the coolness that I'm getting, once again, you guys saw me add ice to it to kind of emphasize the coolness of it. That right there is going to make or break it for you guys on the coolness of the device, regardless of its 2.0 or XL. Now, as far as XL goes, you are going to get a little bit more of a cooler sensation in a larger space. Now, I'm not saying that it's going to still cool off an entire bedroom, maybe a small bathroom, and that's, again, a big maybe. Now, if it's already humid in there, after like a shower or something like that, it probably won't, well, I don't know. It might add more humidity to it. But again, it depends on how much ice you have on in the device. That is going to make all the difference in the world. As far as filling them up, both of them are on top. I know you guys, I'm bouncing back and forth between ideas. I'm trying to make it as smooth as possible. Luckily, I'm a great editor. Thank you. I know I give him a headache. As soon as it turns on the 2.0, you will have to individually hit turbo if you want to add that oomph to it. But the cooling control automatically comes on whenever you turn it on. Both of them do have ambient lighting. Let's see. Okay, and they do have to be on as far to get the ambient lighting. You can't just kind of use it as a night light, which kind of a bummer, but at the same time, you don't want to drain the battery. Well, there's not a battery, it's staying plugged in. Speaking of plugs, the XL is attached. You can't unplug it from the device itself, unlike the 2.0. You have a USB Type-C, actually not USB, Type-C charging port for this one. Go ahead and plug this in again. Guys, I'm not joking. I have all these lights on me, so I am getting a lot warmer. And for me, it's a balancing act between staying too hot and too cold. Usually I'm too hot, especially in the summer. So having this on, it's amazing, and it will make a huge difference. I personally prefer the XL only because it's a larger size. I'm able to keep it on longer, holds more water, and it's lifted up off the ground a little bit. However, like I mentioned, I do like the cooling control on the 2.0. Oh, and the oscillation too. That's another thing that I like about the XL, as you can see right here. I will say I'm not sure which one has a stronger fan, if they are the exact same. They feel like it, especially when turbo's turned on for both of them. So the main difference is, other than size, is how much water is going to be held. A little bit of a strong, as far as the airflow, there's not much difference. I will let you guys know that. Like I said, from what I can tell, I don't have anything to measure the wind speed. Might be able to kind of tell a little bit using my hair, because they are both on turbo. Can you guys tell the difference? I'm just dancing in my chair. I'm trying to think of any other questions that I can answer for you guys. My biggest suggestion would be get multiple filters, whichever device you use. I think the XL might be able to, like I say, keep a little bit of a room a little bit bigger, and have the oscillation going. Could also add to it, but ice is going to be your biggest thing. It's not even keep a cool room. So I know I've gotten comments about that before in the past with other personal air units. Can't think of anything else. I personally prefer the XL just because I'm able to have more water in it. I wouldn't say a stronger fan, but just a bigger compartment for airflow. So I'm actually going to show you guys that. So this is the size for the 2.0, as you can see from the XL. My director's looking at me and smiling because obviously they're getting cooled off while I'm over here sweating. You know what? We're not being a very good director right now, so I'm still back. Alright, so you guys, if you have any questions, go ahead and drop them down below. Hopefully I was able to answer as many as I could. You can order them on Amazon. I've seen them at Kohl's. Given the season, maybe a little bit harder to find, so Amazon probably be your best bet. And who knows, you may even find them for cheaper than 40 and 80 bucks. So it's not a bad thing to have. We are heading into winter where it can easily be a lot warmer going on, and you just need something to cool off a little bit. This is probably going to help. Like I say, cool off, not keep you cold. Or you can open the windows if it's cold enough. Obviously, if you got your heater going, it's going to be cool enough. So go ahead and drop them down below. Comments, concerns, questions, suggestions on other review items. Love hearing from you guys. In the meantime, stay tuned, stay jazzy. Thanks for watching, guys.